Have you ever felt like your energy is fading faster than it used to? Maybe you wake up in the morning and your joints feel stiff, your knees ache a little more, or even simple things like walking to the mailbox or standing up from a chair take more effort than before. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Growing older brings a lot of changes, some expected, some surprising, but one thing many of us share is this desire to keep moving, to stay independent, and to feel good while doing it. And the good news? You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to stay strong. In fact, pushing your body too hard can sometimes do more harm than good, especially after 70. That's why today we're going to talk about something that can truly change the way you feel: low-impact exercises. These are simple movements that are gentle on your joints but powerful when it comes to building strength, balance, and confidence. So whether you're just starting your fitness journey or you've been active for years and just want to adjust your routine to fit your body's needs now, you're in the right place. Over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through 5 of the best low-impact exercises for seniors over 70. These movements are safe, effective, and best of all, they're designed to help you stay strong without pain. Because the goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better. Let's start with one of the simplest yet most underrated movements you can do right at home: marching in place. Now, I know that might not sound exciting at first, but don't underestimate it. Marching in place helps wake up your legs, get your blood flowing, and gently works your hips and knees without putting too much stress on them. You don't need any special equipment, just a little bit of space and a few minutes. Start slow, maybe holding on to the back of a chair for balance, and lift one knee then the other. No rush. Just find your rhythm. Some people like to do this while watching TV or listening to their favorite music, and honestly, that's a great idea. It makes it more fun, and you'll probably find the time flies by. You might be surprised at how effective something this simple can be. Even just 5 to 10 minutes a day can help strengthen your legs, improve your circulation, and increase your overall mobility. And when your legs feel stronger, everyday tasks, like climbing stairs or standing up from a low seat, start to feel a whole lot easier. Remember, it's not about how fast or high you lift your knees. It's about consistency. If it feels good and you can keep doing it day after day, you're already winning. Now, once you're feeling a little more warmed up and your legs are moving, another fantastic low-impact exercise to add is seated leg extensions. These are especially helpful if you deal with knee pain or stiffness because they gently strengthen the muscles around your knees without placing pressure on the joint itself. Here's how it works. You sit in a sturdy chair, keep your back nice and straight, and slowly lift one leg until it's straight in front of you. Hold for a second or two, and then lower it back down. Then switch to the other leg. Simple, right? This movement targets the quadriceps, those big muscles on the front of your thighs. And when those are strong, your knees get better support. It also helps with balance, which becomes more and more important as we age. Falling is one of the biggest risks for older adults, and anything that improves your lower body strength can help prevent that. The beauty of seated leg extensions is that you can do them almost anywhere, while watching your favorite show, talking on the phone, or even during a coffee break. Some folks like to add a small ankle weight later on, but that's totally optional. The key is to make the movement controlled and steady. No swinging the leg. Just lift, hold, and lower. If you do it slowly, you'll feel those muscles working. And here's something I always remind people. If you ever feel pain, not soreness but real pain, stop. Your body is smart. It tells you what's working and what's not. Low impact doesn't mean no effort, but it does mean listening to your limits and building strength the gentle way. Let's not forget, doing just these 2 movements regularly can already start to make a difference. You might notice you get up from your chair with more ease, or that short walks don't leave you as winded. That's because movement builds upon itself. The more you move, the more your body responds. And when you move in ways that are kind to your joints and tailored to your needs, you give yourself the best shot at staying active for years to come. Now that we've got the legs warmed up and the blood flowing, let's continue building on that foundation. Let's continue building on that foundation by focusing on something many people overlook until it becomes a problem: balance. As we get older, it's completely natural for our balance to change. You might notice you feel a little unsteady getting out of bed in the morning, or that uneven ground makes you more cautious. And that's okay. The key is not to ignore it, but to strengthen it. And you can do that gently and safely right from your living room. One of the most effective low-impact ways to improve your balance is something called the heel-to-toe walk. Now, don't worry, this isn't about walking on a tightrope or doing anything extreme. It's very simple. You stand upright and imagine you're walking along a line. Each time you take a step, place the heel of your front foot directly in front of the toes of your back foot. Heel to toe, slow and steady. If you're near a wall or a sturdy chair, keep one hand nearby just in case you need to steady yourself. What makes this exercise so helpful is that it challenges your sense of coordination, which helps your brain and your muscles work together more efficiently. And that connection is incredibly important for preventing falls. Even just doing this for a minute or two a day can help your body become more aware of its movements. And when you feel more balanced, your confidence grows. You're more willing to walk outside, go shopping, or enjoy time with your grandkids without that fear of tripping or falling. And if the heel-to-toe walk feels tricky at first, that's completely normal. Most people are surprised at how much focus it takes in the beginning. That's a good thing. It means you're activating your brain as much as your muscles. If you stay consistent, it becomes easier in just a few weeks. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to make progress. And each small step is a win. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something that makes a big difference not just in how you move, but also in how you feel: stretching. We often think of stretching as something you do before or after exercise, but the truth is, stretching is exercise, especially when it's done mindfully and regularly. And for those of us over 70, gentle stretching can be a game changer. One of the best stretches you can do is the seated side stretch. It loosens up the spine, opens up the rib cage, and helps with posture, something that many people struggle with over time. To do it, just sit in a comfortable chair with your feet flat on the floor. Take your right arm and gently raise it over your head, leaning slightly to the left. You'll feel a gentle stretch along your side and down through your ribs. Hold it for a few breaths, then come back to center and repeat on the other side. You don't have to force anything. The movement should feel like a long, slow sigh. It's about creating space in your body, especially if you've been sitting a lot or feeling tightness in your back or shoulders. And don't worry if your arm doesn't go very high or your bend isn't deep. The stretch works no matter how small it is. Over time, you'll feel looser, more open, and maybe even a little taller. Stretching like this also encourages better breathing. As we age, our lung capacity can shrink a bit, and tight muscles around the chest and back can make it harder to breathe deeply. But when you stretch and open up those areas, you give your lungs more room to do their job. So not only are you improving flexibility, you're supporting your heart and lungs too. And here's something else to think about: these exercises don't have to be a chore. In fact, they can become something you look forward to. You can pair them with a morning routine like a cup of tea or a few minutes of quiet time. You can stretch while listening to your favorite oldies or even while watching the birds outside. When movement is gentle, enjoyable, and meaningful, it becomes part of your life, not just another task on a to-do list. That's the beauty of low-impact exercise. It fits into your rhythm, your lifestyle, and your needs. It meets you where you are, not where someone else thinks you should be. You don't need to be fast or strong or flexible. You just need to be willing to show up and trust that every small movement you make is helping you move towards strength, stability, and health. Now, while we've been focusing on the body so far, your legs, your knees, your back, there's one more area that's incredibly important, and that's your core. No, not for six-pack abs or anything like that. Your core is your body's center of gravity. It supports your posture, protects your spine, and helps you with everyday activities like reaching for a can on the shelf or bending down to tie your shoes. A strong core gives you power, control, and safety. One of the best low-impact exercises to strengthen your core is something called the seated abdominal squeeze. It's as simple as sitting up tall, drawing your belly button gently in toward your spine, and holding that squeeze for a few seconds while breathing naturally. Then relax. That's it. You don't even need to move. It's about activating those deep muscles without strain or twisting. You can do it while reading a book, waiting for the kettle to boil, or even chatting on the phone. And no one will even know you're exercising. But the impact is real. These little movements add up. Your posture improves, your back feels better, and you feel more stable on your feet. It's amazing what can happen when you treat your body with care and kindness. Not punishment, not pressure. Just daily choices that remind your body it's still strong, still capable, and still yours to shape. Movement isn't about age. It's about attitude. And choosing low-impact exercise is a way of saying, I may be older, but I'm not done moving. So now that we've taken care of our legs, balance, posture, and core, let's round out this routine by focusing on something that brings it all together: your heart. You may not think of your heart as a muscle that needs exercise, but it absolutely is. And keeping it strong doesn't mean you have to go jogging or do jumping jacks. In fact, one of the most heart-friendly exercises for seniors is something you already know how to do, and that's walking. But here's the key: purposeful walking. Not just walking from the kitchen to the living room, but setting aside even 5 to 10 minutes for a gentle, steady-paced walk. This could be up and down your hallway, around your garden, or even a slow stroll around the block. And if the weather isn't great, walking in place works too. Walking gets your blood moving, strengthens your lungs, supports joint mobility, and boosts your mood. That's right, walking isn't just about physical health. It's one of the best remedies for feeling low, anxious, or sluggish. There's something about putting one foot in front of the other that helps both the body and the mind feel calmer, clearer, and more in control. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Walking can be social. Invite a friend, a neighbor, or even a grandchild to join you. Or if you prefer your own company, pop in some music or an audiobook and turn your walk into a mini retreat. The important thing is to make it enjoyable, because consistency is what builds results. Here's a little bonus tip. If you want to gently increase your walking benefits without stressing your joints, try marching in place while seated or standing. Just lift your knees up one at a time to get your legs moving and your heart rate up a bit. It's great during commercial breaks or while waiting for the microwave. Small steps still lead to big progress. Now let's take a moment to appreciate what you've accomplished with just these 5 simple exercises. Chair squats for leg strength and stability, heel-to-toe walks for balance and coordination, seated side stretches for flexibility and breath, abdominal squeezes for core strength and posture, and walking for heart health and emotional well-being. That's a full-body routine, without a gym, without equipment, and without any pain. What makes these exercises so powerful isn't just what they do for your body, it's what they do for your confidence. When you move regularly, even in small ways, you start to trust your body again. You begin to realize that age doesn't mean giving up movement, it just means moving smarter. And let's be honest, staying active after 70 isn't about vanity. It's about independence. It's about being able to get up from a chair without help. About reaching for something on a shelf. About walking to the mailbox, enjoying a day at the park, or playing with your grandkids. These are the real victories. These are the things that matter. So don't underestimate what you've just learned. These exercises might look gentle, but they're powerful. And you're powerful for choosing to do them. Now, if you'd like a printable version of these exercises or a follow-along video, check out the link in the description below. I've created a free resource just for you, to make it even easier to get started. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more safe, practical, and empowering fitness tips tailored specifically for you. Until next time, stay strong, stay steady, and remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward better health.